Okay, let's talk about the economy. We're always hearing it's either growing or shrinking.
But what does that actually mean when you see a headline like this? Well, it's all about one number.
And that number is gross domestic product, or GDP. Let's break down what that really is.
Basically, GDP adds up the value of everything made inside a country's borders. Simple as that.
Think of it like a country's main report card. All the big economies use it.
Now, GDP isn't the only game in town. You've also got GNI and NNI.
They're a bit different, but honestly, the gap between them is usually pretty small.
So how do they even calculate a number this huge? Well, there are actually 3 ways.
And here's the cool part. All 3 methods should, in theory, land on the exact same number.
The expenditure method is a really common one. And guess what? Your spending is the biggest chunk. But wait, there's a catch that can mess with the numbers, and that catch is called inflation.
This brings us to nominal versus real GDP. Real GDP is the one that's adjusted for inflation.
So if you want to know if we actually made more stuff, you got to look at real GDP.
And you can see how this plays out when you compare the real growth of different countries. Okay, so why should any of this matter to you? What's the point of all this?
Because it helps you make sense of the headlines and judge what's really going on.
For some context, the average GDP per person was about this much, even way back in 2005.
Yeah, that's GDP per head. It's a quick way to get a snapshot of a nation's living standard.
So next time you see that headline, you'll know exactly what's happening behind the numbers.